Pranam at your pure feet. And dear devotees, today actually I am not so qualified to speak about the topics of Bhagavatam, but I got this seva from the senior devotees. They have blessed me and they have given me the seva to serve here, to talk from Srimad Bhagavatam, and I also take it as their blessings. And yeah, it's an opportunity for me to purify myself and to serve the senior Vaishnavas and Gurujanas. So I also need your blessings, so please bless me that I can say something. The words of Srila Prabhupada, the words of Bhagavad Gita, I can just repeat as it is, and yeah, I can purify myself. So please bless me. We will take a very nice verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. You have already seen here. It's from the 7th chapter. Yeah. So maybe we can repeat. मनुष्याणां सहस्रेषु कश्चित् यतति सिद्धया यतताम् अपि सिद्धानां कश्चिन् मां वेति तत्त्वतः मनुष्याणां सहस्रेषु कश्चित् यतति सिद्धया यततम् अपि सिद्धानां कश्चिन् मां वेति तत्त्वतः. So any Prabhujis or Matajis? Prabhujis, you can make some.
कश्चित् यतति सिद्धये यततमपि सिद्धानां कश्चिन् मां वेति तत्त्वतः.
Someone else from Vaishnavis? Manusyanam sahasresu Kashchit yatati siddhaye Yatatam api siddhanam Kashchit mam veti tattvatah. Manusyanam, of the men, sahasresu, out of many thousands, Kashchit, someone, yatati, endeavors to make some efforts, siddhaya, for perfection, yatatam, of those so endeavoring, api, indeed, siddhanam, of those who have achieved perfection, Kashchit, someone, mam, me, veti, does know, tattvataha, in fact, in the real truth. Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. So this is really a very important verse. I have actually also a German version and Russian version also. Maybe we can, yes, it's there already. So someone can maybe loudly speak the German version. Please, someone, anyone?
Unter vielen Tausenden von Menschen bemüht sich vielleicht einer um Vollkommenheit, und von denen, die die Vollkommenheit erreicht haben, kennt kaum einer mich in Wahrheit.
Ja, vielen Dank. Und Russisch jemand?
Из многих тысяч людей едва ли один стремится к совершенству, а из достигших совершенства едва ли один воистину познал меня.
Thank you very much. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-Salakya Chakshur-Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha. Namaha Om Vishnupadaya Krishna-Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti-Vedanta Swami-Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Vachhanine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratuse Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishbhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Siddhu Eva Cha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaisnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Siva Sadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudiriye Nashta Prayesu Bhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagvatya Uttam Sloke Bhaktir Bhavti Naistiki. So we are discussing a very important verse today, and this is a verse which is actually Bhagavan Sri Krishna is actually not only one time, he is repeating it many times. In Bhagavad Gita also, in Srimad Bhagavatam also. It may be not the exactly same wordings, but the message is same. In many times the similar things Bhagavan is saying. So we will discuss what does it mean. And we can go a little bit in detail about this topic. We can make a discussion later on about this. So, Bhagavan is saying that out of the thousands and thousands, only there are very few people who can get the perfection, the spiritual realization. And out of those few, there is hardly one who knows me in the truth. So, Krishna says, only hardly one may know me in the truth, because there are so many millions, billions of the jivas are there, and out of them hardly one may know in the truth. So it's a very, very big statement, very hard. So how it is, why it is so? Even it is not one time. Actually, Bhagavan is also saying this statement, like in the same chapter, 7th chapter. Bhagavan is saying to Arjuna, Bahuna Nam Janmana Ante Gyanvan Mam Prapatyate Vasudev Sarvamiti Se Mahatma Sudurlabha. Hey Krishna, Gyan Bahunam Janmanam Ante. There are so many living beings, so many, after so many births, birth after birth, Janm Mrityu Jaravyadi, so many births. At the end, only those who has some wisdom, who are in knowledge, they can surrender me. And out of those who have surrendered me, only there are very few, hardly one or only few, they are Mahatmas. And why they are Mahatmas? Because they say that Vasudev Sarvamaviti, I am Vasudev, son of Vasudev, I am everything, I am cause of all causes. Ishvara hai Paramam Krishna, Satchid Anand Vigraha, Anadir Adir Govinde, Sarva Karana Karanam. So I am the cause of everything, only few are thinking, only Mahatmas are thinking about it. Whenever there is a decline in the religious principles, the Lord always gives some instructions. These instructions Lord gives in many forms. Lord appears in different incarnations. Sometimes Lord comes himself. Sometimes Lord sends his representative. For example, Srila Prabhupada came to this world to spread the message. And if we take some instances, for example, in Satyuga, Lord Sri Krishna came as Kapiladev, son of the Mata Devhuti. I think you know already. And then Lord Sri Krishna also appears as a Rishabdev. You know, Bhagwan Rishabdev, he also appears like this. And in many of these incarnations, Bhagwan is always establishing the religious principles. Like in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwan says, Yada yada hi dharmasya jnanir bhakti bhakti abhyutthanam adharmasya tatatmanam sajanyaham. Whenever there is a loss in the religious principles, people are forgetting their dharma. What is to be done, what is not to be done. So then Lord says, I come and I instruct the human beings, the mankind. And as I mentioned, Lord comes as Kapil Dev, as Rishabdev, as Lord Sri Ram, as Krishna. When Lord came as Kapil Dev, he gave his instruction to the world through God chooses some devotees to give the instruction as a medium. So through the mother Devati. And then Lord and Kapil Dev, and so for example Rishabdev, he chose his sons. He has 100 sons. So he chose his son. He gave instruction to his sons. And then these instruction came to us through Bhagavatam in 5th canto. Then Lord Sri Ram, actually, he also, we know Bhagavad Gita from Sri Krishna. Krishna gave Bhagavad Gita in Dwapar Yuga to Arjuna. But there is another Gita. It is called Ram Gita. Lord Sri Ramchandra also gave in his whole kingdom, when he became king, after coming back from Ayodhya, he, to all the residents, to all his citizens, he gave a discourse, and this discourse is called Ram Gita, and where he talks the similar subject matters, like Lord Sri Krishna is talking. Because Lord is always reviving these instructions. And then Sri Krishna, of course you all know Bhagavad Gita as it is. Sri Krishna is giving instructions to Arjuna at the middle of the battlefield. And Sri Krishna also gave instructions to Yudhishthira after the war, because Yudhishthira don't want to become king. He was in, kind of a guilty feeling that because of me so many people have died and I don't want to become king. So he also gave instructions to Yudhishthira Maharaj. And Krishna also gave instructions to gopis, in 10th canto. He gave instructions before the Maharasa Leela. And after that, 5,000 years before, when I'm talking like Bhagavad Gita and then instructions to Yudhishthira and instructions to gopis, Bhagavan Krishna gave one of the major instructions. And these major instructions are recorded at the end of Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. And these are very, very important instructions, very important. Because Lord is about to leave. Now Yudhishthira Maharaj has become the king of the world. Everything is settled. The religious principles are already established. So Lord Brahma, Lord Mahesh, Shiva, Indra, they all came to Lord Krishna. You have listened our prayers. Now your purpose is solved. Now you can decide, Lord. You can stay. You can also leave, because you have so many other things to do. So they said that you have already done, you have already killed all the miscreants, you have given Bhagavad Gita, and you have established the religious principles. So Bhagwan was about to leave this earthly planet. Of course, Bhagwan never leaves. Bhagwan remains in some form or other. But Bhagwan is now remaining in Kali Yuga in the form of his instructions as a Srimad Bhagavatam. And in this Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 11th canto, Lord has given the biggest instructions. And these instructions are given to whom? To Uddhava. Uddhava was one of the best friend, most close associate, and his cousin actually. He was his cousin brother. And by looking Uddhava and Lord Krishna, you cannot differentiate between them. They were just exactly looking same. Only Lord Krishna has a more punk, and then he has a Kastuba Mani, and he has Srivats, because Lakshmi ji is always on the heart. Only these, Bhagwan features were not there, but all other things. Uddhava was exactly looking like Krishna, and he was the cousin brother. And he was the most intelligent person on the earth during that period. He was the direct disciple of Brihaspati. Brihaspati is the teacher, the guru of all the devtas, of the demigods, of Indra. And he got Shiksha from Brihaspati, Uddhava. And now Uddhava is very, very, traurous, very unhappy. Uddhava is saying, Lord, you are leaving, you were there, you were blessing me always, I was so happy, but how I can live without you? How I can live my life? And then Krishna says, live your life with a renunciation. Now Kali Yuga is coming. So he was asking, please give me the last instructions. Now you are leaving. What are your last instructions? And when there are last instructions, there are some special instructions, always. Because when somebody is leaving and he said, this is my last instruction, and these instructions are documented in 11th canto, from chapter 7 until end of the canto. It is like many chapters, one after other. It is spoken, many subject matters are spoken. Krishna has not left anything. He has spoken about how the creation is made, what are the different yoga systems, what is the duty of a man, everything. So from that we will take one or two verses which are related to these verses. Yeah, so now he is very advanced actually. I thought he will put after I will say to him, he will do it. So he already leaked. So yes, very nice. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. So this verse is very nice verse, and unfortunately the translation is hidden, but it is hidden behind the Lordship, so it's acceptable. But I will read out the translation actually. If I have here, maybe I will see. Oh, I have also not. The internet is not working here. Yeah, we will see. Yeah, I think we have no chance to. Okay. So, what Lord Sri Krishna is saying to Uddhava, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, expanding His own potency, Maya Shakti, created innumerable species of life to house the conditioned soul. So Krishna says, there are so many jivas, there are innumerable jivas are made, and these jivas are made by the Maya Shakti of the Lord, by the external potency of the Lord. And then Krishna says, yet by creating the forms of trees, reptiles, animals, birds, snakes, and so on. So Lord has created these jivas in different forms, different forms of lives. Like there are birds, like reptiles and animals, different faces. And then he says, when Krishna made all these, he was saying something is missing, because the purpose of this universe, the purpose of this world, this is just to teach, to make jivas, because of our avidya, because we have forgetfulness of the Lord, we have forgotten the Lord because of avidya, and because of our ignorance we have turned away our face to the Lord. So Lord wants to teach us, He wants to give us some siksha. So He has created this material world so that we can learn and we can improve ourselves, we can take the process of jnana, bhakti, and we can make our life successful. So Lord was saying, I have made these different species of life, but I think they are not suitable. They are not able to get their life perfected. They cannot solve the cycle of death and birth. So Lord made human beings. This is the message of the last line. So then He created human being life. Yeah, and then He said, and the purpose of the human life, we all know, is the spiritual realization. So this is the main essence of this verse. In the next verse also, Krishna is saying the similar thing. He is extending this further. This is a very important verse where Krishna says, after many births and deaths, one achieves the rare human form of life, which although temporary affords one the opportunity to attain the highest perfection. Thus a sober man being should quickly endeavor for the ultimate perfection of life, as long as his body, which is always subject to death, has not fallen down and died. After all, sense gratification, even in the most abominable species. So Bhagavan is saying here is the main purpose. Last line is not visible. Lord is saying, Lord has created the human form of life so that we don't fall into animalistic life, because animals, they are doing sense gratification, they don't have the wisdom, they don't have the higher consciousness. But man has a consciousness, so with his consciousness he can do inquiries, higher inquiries. And this is Athato Brahma Jigyasa, like he can inquire about the Brahman, and about what I am, what is my relationship with the Lord. So these things, that's why Krishna has created the human beings. Now, actually, even if Lord has created this and Lord has given us the wisdom, we still don't understand actually. We know that all the jivas, they have a very intrinsic desire. They have an intrinsic desire to happiness. Everybody wants happiness. I want to be happy. I think everybody wants to be happy of you also. This is our intrinsic nature. So, but the thing is that, can we really get the real happiness, the true happiness, the eternal happiness? This is the question. Sometimes we think that we are getting the happiness, and we try to, make ourselves convinced, we are happy, nice life, nice wife, nice education, nice children, good car, good house, urlaub. Urlaub is very important. So sometimes we think, I'm happy, everything is there. But actually, we are in ignorance. And that is the thing, we think this temporary happiness, we think as if it's a permanent happiness. Srila Prabhupada is, very straightforward. And sometimes people even think, what Prabhupada is saying so sharply. He says very sharply. And beginners who are starting reading their books, sometimes they don't understand. And later on we realize, yes, Srila Prabhupada is really correct. So what Srila Prabhupada said, there is no happiness in this world. Prabhupada is repeating the words of Krishna, Dukhalyam asaswatam, that this world is made of miseries. This is asaswatam, this is temporary. And when people say we are happy, Prabhupada said, no, this is not the happiness. You have changed the definition of the happiness. This is the problem. We have made a new definition of the happiness. And what is, Prabhupada says, when I was first reading in his books, Prabhupada books, he has one line, he said, happiness in this world is gap between two miseries. We are always in miseries actually, but when there is when the miseries are not there, we are a little bit relaxed, then we think we are happy. The absence of miseries is happiness for us, but this is not happiness. Happiness is permanent bliss. Satchit Anand. Satchit Anand means eternal. Eternal means there is no struggle for existence. We are always struggling for existence. In my office, in my company, I am working in a research organization, and my boss has there is a newsletter every month. There is a newsletter, and in this newsletter, the topic is survival of the fittest. This is the topic. And when I read this survival of the fittest, yes, this is a good topic, because they want to make the organization competitive, that we should work hard, we should make our organization best quality, best research, we should get all the off track, all the orders should come to us, and we should kill the competitors. Survival of the fittest. Let all other die, only I survive. This is the feeling in this world, survival of the fittest. And why this is the survival of the fittest, we think? Because life is not eternal here.
What does it mean, of the fittest?
Survival of the fittest. Fittest means those who are really fit, those who are the best in class, those who are they have a most qualified material education or material capabilities, skills. Fittest. Who deserve on material level. So survival of the fittest, but this is not the spiritual language. In spiritual world, there is no survival of fittest. In spiritual world, it is eternal. There is no matter of survival. There is no matter of existence. That jivo jivasya jivanam. There is a sloka. Prabhupada has repeated. Jivo jivasya jivanam. Here, one jiva is eating other jiva. The stronger is killing the smaller one, the weaker one. This is we are doing now, Mataji, Prabhuji. That the stronger is always getting, dominating, and this is why companies is also want to do that. Let us become so strong that our competitors become weak. Survival of the fittest. But in the spiritual world, actually the competition. You know what is the competition? Competition, who serves better, who serves more, who is the biggest devotee, who is the biggest servant. This is the competition, and this is the real happiness. So Prabhupada says, here the happiness is gap between two miseries. And some people, you know, I'm always with the students in the university, so for the master students, bachelor students, because they come for their thesis work, their studies. And sometimes I have a discussion, and some students, they are really, you know, they say, we have some spiritual discussion, that I just try to preach in between, because as a student they can listen me, so I use this power. So when I talk to students about, yeah, there is no real happiness, and then they say, yeah, we are happy actually, everything is good, why you say like this, there is no real happiness. Then I, they say like, yeah, the real, like, we can do whatever we want. This is what they say. When we do whatever we want, we are happy. But this is not correct actually. We have to follow the Shastras, the Dharmas, because if we do whatever we want, we can bind ourselves in this world with karmas, with bondage, with fruitive activities. So, if we take like what is happiness here, if we are really happy, can we have so many problems? Like, you know, people, they are, there is a recently data about suicide rates. Every 40 seconds there is a suicide. If people are really happy, why there is a suicide? Why people should take their life? And it is not only in developing countries or in poor countries, it's also in the developed countries there is a suicide, you know. A lot of people are getting sick, depression and loneliness. Every 1 person out of the 4 persons, every 25% of the people are feeling loneliness. And today I was coming on the way, there was I met with somebody. He is working for the developing countries. He is working for African countries. And he was saying me one data, because he's working in an NGO for developing, and he said that 15%, this is not my data, this is a German person told me when I was coming just now, sometime before today. And this person told me that he's helping the people in Africa, and then he given me global data. He said 15% of the total people in the world have some mental issues, psychological issues, mental issues. So I was talking about depression, loneliness, all these things. So if we have these issues, how we can be happy? Can we say we are happy? So this is the situation. You know, one time, Yudhishthira Maharaj in the Mahabharata, we have 5 Pandavas, and they were in exile in Vanvas. And in the Vanvas, in the exile, they went to take water from the pond. They were 12 years in exile, and they faced the pond belongs to Yaksha. Yaksha is another kind of jivas, human beings, super human beings, we can say. Yakshas, very powerful. And actually Dharmaraj was in the form of Yaksha that time. So this pond was belonging to him, and Pandavas took water without his permission. So what did the 4 Pandavas, brothers of Yudhishthira, Bhim, Arjuna, Nakul and Sahadev, 4 Pandavas, they took water from the pond, and Yaksha killed them. He took his life, that life. He is Dharmaraj himself, so he can take the life. Dharmaraj, Yamaraj. So when this happens, Yudhishthira came at the end. And when Yudhishthira Maharaj came at the end, he saw his 4 brothers are died. And Yudhishthira Maharaj was inquiring, who has killed my brothers? He was very in agony, in misery, because somebody's brothers are killed. And Yudhishthira Maharaj is so compassionate, so kind. He was very, because of, I was there, I should have come at first. Why my brothers have come and they are died? So he said that Yaksha was sitting on there, and he asked, please, he paid his obeisances and did pranam respectfully and asked, why my brothers are killed? And Yaksha says, yeah, because they did not obey me, but no problem, I can make them alive. This is still under my power. Then, but what is the condition? Yudhishthira asked. The condition is that you have to answer my 100 questions. Not 1, not 2, not 3. If you give the answer of my 100 questions, then I can make your brothers alive. And Yudhishthira want to answer. Yudhishthira is very intelligent. He is a Dharmaraj. So Yudhishthira, yes, I will answer. But there is a quiz contest, there is a quiz contest, question answer. In India, there is a very famous show. I don't know in Germany, everywhere there are these quiz shows. There is a very famous show, it's called Kaun Banega Crorepati. I think only Indian speaking people know this, Kaun Banega Crorepati. Somebody can raise the hand who knows this, Kaun Banega Crorepati, yes. Amitabh Bachchan, the biggest hero of India, the Bollywood hero, is the host. And he's inviting so many kuluk people, like very clever people, very intelligent people, and they are sitting on the hot seat. Amitabh Bachchan, he is asking the questions and people are giving the answers. So this is a quiz contest. And if somebody giving all the answers, then he get a big prize, like some millions, very, like millions of check he get, rupees. And today, Yudhishthira Maharaj is also dealing with a quiz contest. But there is a difference between the quiz contest made by Dharmaraj and Yudhishthira and what Amitabh Bachchan was making in India is doing. In the Kaun Banega Crorepati, in this Who Will Become the Millionaire, in this contest, there was a lifeline. When you don't know the answer, so they give a multiple choice actually. They have multiple choice questions. But Yudhishthira Maharaj have no multiple choice. Kaine meher faak auswal. Kaine meher. One time, if you answer wrong, your brothers are gone. See, such a situation. Suppose somebody's brothers are, depending on someone and his one answer is wrong out of 100, brothers are gone. So no multiple choice. And actually Amitabh Bachchan was giving lifeline. If the question is very difficult, then he can say you can take a lifeline. What is a lifeline? You can phone a friend. You can decide some friends who are expert on this topic, like social, if there is a society related, if there is science related or astronomy related questions or geography related questions. You can have those friends already talk with them. Please keep ready on the phone. I can call you and ask. So friends can answer. So this is called phone a friend. Or what he can do, he can just take 2 wrong answers away out of 4 and only 2 answers are there and one of them is right. So 50% chance is there. But now Yudhishthira Maharaj has no chance, no options. Okay, so now I just made some example from the real world. What we can see here, Yudhishthira Maharaj was asked a question, and this question is very, very relevant. Every one of us are related. We are in place of the Yudhishthira Maharaj. And every one of us should now face the position of the Yudhishthira Maharaj. So the question was, Kim Ascharem? Kim Ascharem? Yaksha asked to Yudhishthira, Kim Ascharem? What is the biggest wonder of the world? What is the most astonishing fact in the world? When we are looking, when somebody asks to us, what is the most wonderful thing? What is the wonder of the world? We have the 7 wonders. Somebody will say, for me, Eiffel Tower is a wonder. The other will say, for me, this tilting tower of the Pisa in Italy, it's a wonder. Somebody will say, Niagara Falls is a wonder. And some will say, Taj Mahal is a wonder. So, this is a wonder for us as a material conception. But Yudhishthira Maharaj is very intelligent. He's, Dharamraj. So Yudhishthira Maharaj says, Ahani ahani bhutani gachantiva yamalyam sesa sthaviram ichchami kim ascharem atah param. O Dharamraj, Yudhishthira says, O Yaksha, O Dharamraj, ahani bhutani, at each moment, ahani means thousands and thousands. Thousands and thousands of people are dying every day. Ahani Gachami. They are going to Yamalyam. Yamalyam is the abode of Yam, where the Yam is living, where the god of death is living. In this particular planet, people are going, passing away. Our friends, our relatives, our fermented. They are just going. Some are dying. They are younger to us. They are dying due to illness, due to accident. Some are elder to us. They are also dying due to illness or due to some age problem. People are dying every day. But Yudhishthira Maharaj says, Sesa sthavaram ichchati. We, the people, they are seeing every day people are dying. But we are thinking, okay, my friend is gone, my relative is gone, but I will never leave. I will be here. I will be always here. I will never die. This is our situation. So this is Yudhishthira Maharaj is answering that I will be still alive forever. And if we think like this, we will never think higher. We will never go for spiritual realization, because then we will become eternal, you know. But we have to think we are not eternal. We are temporary. This earth is temporary. It has a lifetime. Even Brahma is temporary. Brahma has a lifetime. This earth has a lifetime. This universe, material universe, has a lifetime. So we have to look what is the next after this life. We have to make perfect. We don't want to come again. You know, Janam Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukh Dos Anudarsanam. That, you know, birth, then grow, then old age, disease, then death, then again birth. So this cycle, you know, this is miserable cycle. So, but you know, the people, I was talking with some students, which I am talking now, that they are saying, I am happy, you know, we are happy, we don't want to go to temple, why we need to read Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. So they say, you know, I have one nice example, because they always visualize the thing in an artificial way, some kind of, they make some mental concoction, speculation. So I give one example. There was a teacher in the class, and in the class, the teacher asked to one student, can you bring an ice cube from refrigerator? Ice cube, you know, we have in refrigerator this ice. We freeze the water in the you know, some kind of plates. There are cubes. The student went to the refrigerator. He got the ice cube, and when he got the ice cube, he was watching it very particularly, specifically, and he was looking very particularly. He was in tension. Yeah, something he was not understanding. And then teacher came. Teacher was worried. What happens? I sent a refrigerator just outside. I sent him to get the ice, but he could not bring the ice cube. Teacher went and asked to the student, what happens? And the student says, teacher, you know, I got this ice cube from refrigerator, but you know, there is a water is dropping out of it, but there is no crack. I don't see any crack inside in this, but still the water is coming. This is our situation. We are thinking, you know, ice cube is made of water, and we are expecting that when there is a crack, then water only come then. So this is, you know, how we are visualizing the things, the simple things. We are visualizing like this, and we are trying to make our own adjustments, own interpretations, so that we can feel happy. So this is called, you know, illusion. But intelligent people, they are, you know, always making arrangement. They are always think higher. They always make endeavors to transcend the misery. And there is a very nice samvad. There is a nice discussion between Vidura and Maitreya. Drink some water. So in the you know, third canto, Prabhu, can you go a little ahead? Yeah, you can go ahead. Yeah, and yes. So in the third canto, Vidur was one of the most intelligent person of that time. He was the main minister of Hastinapur, and he was a big pandit. There is a Vidur Niti, like he has a Shastra, a big scripture with the name Vidur Niti. So Vidur was on the pilgrimage, and in the pilgrimage he met Maitreya Muni. And in the third canto, Vidur is asking a question, and the question is, you know, the question is very important. This is the question of everyone. All of us has the same question actually. But if we don't have this question, then we should ask this question. This should be the aim. So Vidur said, "O great sage, everyone in this world engages in fruitive activities to attain happiness, but one finds neither satiation nor the mitigation of distress. On the contrary, one is only aggravated by such activities. Please, therefore, give us directions on how one should live for real happiness." So see, this is a perfect question. Here Vidur is asking what is real happiness. He is not asking happiness like what we think as a happiness. What is real happiness? What is the true happiness? And actually, although Vidur is asking this question, but Vidur is already so intelligent. Also, he's also giving his opinion to Maitreya in the next sloka. So Vidur is also giving a example. You know, there are only very few devotees who can ask such questions. Yeah, and who are such realized souls like Vidura. And Vidura says in the same chapter, he has a. Can you make it next, Prabhu, if it is there? Yes. So Vidura is answering his question by himself. He asked, what is the way? How one can get perfection? And then he is saying, oh my Lord, great philanthropic souls travel on the earth on behalf of Supreme Personality of Godhead to show compassion to the fallen souls who are averse to the sense of subordination of the Lord. So here Vidura is saying very nice thing, that how one can get perfection, how one can get real happiness. The formula for the real happiness is that Supreme Personality of the Godhead time to time sends his representatives on this earth, that and they are, selfless, they are Paramhansas, they don't have any desires, personal desires, they just want to do welfare of the others. And Vidura is saying, if the Jivas, conditioned soul, take the shelter of these Paramhansa, these great devotees, then they can get the real happiness. This is the formula of the main happiness, to get the shelter of a learned person, a sadhu. So here it's very, very nice explanation about the purpose of the real happiness. Actually, this human form of the life, it has a higher purpose. Krishna is saying, I created the human beings because they can make the self-realization. But sometimes we don't understand its potency, its importance. So what we do? We, for example, take one example, Mercedes car. If we have a Mercedes car and we just use the Mercedes car or Lamborghini or Rolls-Royce car just for the, garbage, handling the garbage, we have to transport garbage from one place to other place, or we have to do some field in the farming. Now we have to, do some work at the field by using your Lamborghini or Rolls-Royce or Mercedes. So this is human form of life. We are misusing it in these, materialistic activities. And similarly, the animal life, the other form of the life, they cannot use for the perfection. Similarly, for example, now we took a nice car, the luxury car. We can take example of a tractor. A tractor, if you are running a tractor on autobahn, on highway, even if you put in 5th gear, it will not run 150 kmph. It's not possible. Tractor has its limitations. It will run only in certain speed, 50, 30, 50, 70, not much, or 80, 90. So it will run in the field nicely, it has its purpose, but not on the highway. So everything has a purpose. So we should realize that purpose and fulfill the purpose. So here next, we have discussed that there are living entities and there is a human being. So what is the difference? And here Kapil Dev in the 3rd canto, Kapil Dev is saying to Mata Devahuti about the evolution cycle. What is the evolution cycle? So how, there is a Darwin's theory of evolution cycle. This is not, even Bhakti Vinod Thakur has completely rebuked this theory. Our Vaishnava Acharya has, because this Darwin's theory, this is saying like the monkeys can become humans. The 4-handed or four-legged or they can become 2-handed and all this because of development. This is not like this. There is an evolution, and that evolution is actually not based on that the physical features will disappear. Because if monkeys are becoming animal, monkeys are becoming human, then we should have some human right now who is very similar to monkey or something. This is not the case. Actually, there is an evolution. In the Padam Puran, we have 84 different type of species of the life, and they are graded based on the consciousness, level of the consciousness. The increasing consciousness, the more is the their intelligence. And Prabhupada has made nice comparison when in this 3rd canto, when Mata Devahuti is asking question to the Kapil Dev, and Kapil Dev is replying. He is the incarnation of the Lord. He is replying about the how is the evolution takes place. So the dead stones, they are dead stones. The humans or the animals or the jivas are better than the dead stones. Then better than the dead stones is the hills. In the former time, in the ancient times, hills were they have prana, they have consciousness. This is written in Mahabharata, that hills were expanding hills were moving, expanding. We have Govardhana hill, who is also, personality. So hills have the life, they have life symptoms. They are not just, dead stone. So the hills are better than the dead stone. Then the next to the hills are higher consciousness who has sense perception. Next level is the sense perception. When somebody has some jiva has a sense perception. And there are many types of sense perception. For example, touch. Touch, taste, smell, hearing, with different eyes, ears, nose, tongue, touch with the hands or body, with the skin. So we have different kind of senses. So based on the sense perception, we have our evolution, our improvement in the consciousness. So as I discussed, dead stones, then hills, after the hills, that comes with the living beings. And in the living beings, those who are having sense of touch, they are better than the hills. And for example, the Prabhupada writes also in Mahabharata, it is mentioned that there are plants who have sense of touch. This was not known previously. Like recently the scientists are saying, plants have life, like Jagdish Bose, he is the scientist who has found out that plants have life. He got Nobel Prize also for this. But in our Shastras it is written for the time immemorial. So what is this touch? In the plants they have this. And in Mahabharata it is also written, and Prabhupada says that certain plants like Sarmili plants, in India it is called Sarmili, in English it is called touch me not. So if you go to this plant, it will shrink itself, it will make shrink itself. It's called Sarmili or Chui Mui ka podha. Only the Indian people know this plant like Sarmili. But in Germany also this exists. I saw on the internet that in Germany also, but a different name. There is a biological name. Or some people call it touch me not, because when you go near to it, it will shrink itself. So this has a life. Then next to the touch is called higher taste. When someone has a taste, it is higher consciousness. And Srila Prabhupada says fish has a taste. They are very good in the taste, in the fish. So fish has a higher consciousness. Then we go to the next level. The next level then taste is the smell. When the jiva has a smell, it has a higher consciousness, then one has a taste. And the smell is bees, bees. These bees have good smell power. They go to the flowers, they get the fragrance of the flowers and they extract the fragrance and they extract the nectar out of it. So they are very good in the smelling. And after the smell, we have hearing. Those who have nice hearing power, good hearing capability, they have a higher consciousness. And in this sense, snakes have very good hearing power. They can hear very nicely, very, very good. And after that are higher who can recognize the forms, visual. Their visual is very good, recognizing the different forms. In the visual, the birds are very good. The crows, birds, the flying, they are very good in recognizing the forms. They can recognize very well. So this way we know that there are jivas who are improving one after other in their gradation or grading of consciousness. And in the jivas also there are humans, they are highest. Then after them animal will come. Animal, cow is a superior jiva, dog, cow, and they are very, they have more sense. Elephant, dog, so these are higher than serpents and all. Then comes better than the animals are the human beings. But in the human beings also there are very varieties. There are many varieties of human being depending on the consciousness. And one variety of the human being is like they are just following the varnashram system. They are very good actually, because they work as per their guna and karma, as per their psychophysical nature they work. And better than is the Brahmana. Brahmana is the most intelligent. Among these people who are part of the varnashrama, the Brahmanas are the best one. And among these Brahmanas, there are also Brahmanas who do Karam Kand, fruitic activities. Among those Brahmanas, those who are Vedapati Brahmanas, who have knowledge of Vedas, they are the best Brahmana. And among those who has the knowledge of Vedas, among those there is further better, and those better are those who knows Krishna as it is. Like Vedasya sarver ahem eva vedyo. Krishna says, from the Vedas, those who know me from the Vedas, those who know the essence of the Vedas, they are the better than those who are Karam Kandi Brahmana or Ved Prati Brahmanas, who are just knowing the Vedas, message of Vedas, doing some jnana, some yoga, something. So better than these are the devotees. And finally, those who are the personal servant, the pure servants of the Lord, the pure devotees of the Lord, they are doing the devotional service to the Lord. They are the best among the people. So this is kind of a evolution cycle. We can see. But even when somebody becomes a devotee, it is very difficult, to become a pure devotee. Pure devotee is not very easy to achieve this position, because pure devotee has to be anya abhilasita sunya. Anya abhilasita sunya means he has no other desire. He has no other personal desire. His only desire is to serve Lord and devotees of the Lord, and to serve the Krishna, to serve the Vaishnavas. But we have, in the subtle ways, we have always some problems. It's not easy. When we are running on the path of bhakti, when we are doing some progress on the self-realization, we always have some, shortfalls, and they are very subtle. We don't know sometimes that they are inside. We think, yeah, we are doing nicely, we are progressing, we have become senior devotees, we are now, advanced, we are 10 years in ISKCON, we are 20 years in ISKCON. But there are some subtle things, and one of them is the hidden material desire, some hidden desire for the sense gratification. This is one of the things which is very subtle. This comes to get the sense gratification. And more subtle than this is the lust. Sometimes the sex desires, they are also subtle. Yeah, they comes sometimes in the great yogis also, such desires come in the mind, in the mentally. And more subtle than the both these two, material sense gratification desire and subtle sex and lust desire, more subtle is desire for name and fame. This is very dangerous. One can control the material desire and sense, desire for the senses, our desire for the nice eating, nice seeing, nice hearing, nice tasting. We can control these desires. We can also control the desire of lust and sex. But the last desire is very, very subtle. It's a desire for name, fame, reward. That someone should appreciate me. Someone should nice words for me. They should recognize me. This is very difficult to leave, this kind of things. But of course, the devotees like Srila Prabhupada, they are above everything. So that's why Krishna says, Bahunam janamnam ante jnanvan man prapadyate vasadeva sarvamiti se mahatma sudurlabhay. That's why Krishna says that one devotee who knows me in the truth, he knows me as it is, as a Vasudev, the supreme personality of the Godhead, as Bhagwan, such a devotee is very rare. So it is the rarity of the devotee. So what is the rarity of such a devotee? The rarity is there are 8.4 lakh, 84 lakh, 8.4 million people, species, and out of the 8.4 million, only one species is the human person. So the rarity is very high. 1 divided by 8.4 million. That means 0.00001% is the chance of the human being. The chances. So we have this very, very rare chance, and we have to utilize the chance for the higher purpose, for which Krishna says, I made these humans for that purpose. For the human. Even, Rishabdev, maybe, I don't know if we have this sloka I included, maybe you can take Prabhu next. Rishabdev, yes. Rishabdev is saying to his sons, Lord Rishabdev, that because Rishabdev had 100 sons, and he was giving a instruction, and he said, the perfection of the human life is not like, cats and dogs and hogs, like working day and night and, just earning money and enjoying and urlav. The purpose of the human life is the God realization, is the self-realization, God realization. This is the message Rishabdev is giving to his sons here. And Rishabdev has 100 sons. Out of the 100 sons, because of this message, because of the teaching, because we should be a good parent also. Because Prabhupada says, if you are producing children, if you are giving birth to children, you should be able to make them devotees. And Rishabdev is able to make devotees his children. Out of the 100 children, 81 children become big Brahmanas, very elevated Brahmanas. And 9 becomes Nav Yogendra, like Bhagavata, big Bhagavata. They are preaching Srimad Bhagavatam worldwide, globally. and out of now 81 plus 9 is 90. Now 10 was remaining, and 10 was Kshatriya. They were running the kingdom. And out of the 10, the one best was Bharat Maharaj. Maharaj was the son of Rishabdev. So he was a great king, great devotee of the Lord and great king. So how Rishabdev has, teach his children. Similarly, those who are grastis, it is their duty that they should also give this knowledge to their children. In Sanskrit, there is a very good Subhasita, our Dharma Shastra, it is written that Mata Satru Pita Veri Yen Balo Na Patita Na Sobhate Sabha Madhe Hans Madhe Bako Yatha. In our Dharma Shastras, it is written, it is for parents especially who are in the Grasta life. Mata Satru Pita Veri. That father is the enemy. That father is the biggest enemy. Mata Satru Pita Veri. And that mother is also a great enemy. Those who are not giving their children the spiritual education, the dharma, the vidya. What is dharma? What is education? Those parents are enemies of their children, because that child, Mata Satru Pita Veri Yen Balo Na Patita, who has not given the spiritual education, the education of the self, the education of our constitutional position, Jivera Swarupa Hoi Krishnera Nityadas. If that is not giving this education, what happens to this child? Then it is said, Na Sobhate Sabha Madhe Hans Madhe Bako Yatha. This kind of children who don't have this education, they are foolish and they are not part of the assembly of the intelligent, assembly of devotees. They are odd one out in this assembly. They are like Bagula. Bagula is like crane. There are two birds, they are exactly like similar. They are looking similar, but they are very different. One is called crane or heron. Kron. In German, I think also there is a word Krone. And then there is another superior bird of the similar looking. It's called Hamsa. It is swan. There is a swan, and the devotee is compared to the swan in this slok. A devotee is a swan, and great devotees are called Paramhansa. So devotee swan, and this non-educated whose parents has not given the spiritual education, he is compared to the Bagula, who is compared to the crane, who is compared to the crane. So we have to see what we have to make, what we have to do in our life, and we have to learn from the Rishabdev that. And in this sloka there is a very nice line. Deha bhajam means one who are in the material conception of the life, material bodies. And then here it is written Tapo Divyam. Tapo Divyam is a very nice word. Tapo means one should do the austerities. And what kind of austerities? Divyam austerities. Like Divyam austerity means not the austerities like standing on one leg for many days, standing in cold water in the winter for some time, and then standing in middle of the fire in the hot summer. This is not austerity. The devotees never do such austerities, because such austerity never bring result. We do tapo divyam, we do divyam austerities. And Srila Prabhupada says these austerities are serving the Lord by all the senses, doing Govardhan Parikrama, observing Ekadasi, reading the books, and getting up early in the morning, doing japa nicely in the morning, attending Mangal Arati. This kind of the austerities are divyam austerity, divya tapam. So I think the time is running, and I will say one very nice example from Ramayana, because Ramayana is, we can get lot of teachings from Ramayana. So at the end of the talk from Ramayana, there was an incident when Lord Ram asked to Hanumana a question. Lord Ram asked to Hanumana. Hanuman is a very great devotee. He is in Dasya Bhav, and he is very intelligent. Sometimes, when we go to doctor, I think there are also doctors here in us. I think Radhika Mataji, Dr. Radhika, is she here? No. So maybe any other doctor here in this hall? Because when a patient, somebody has a disease, who go to doctor and he tells, I have BP, blood pressure, I have diabetes, I have high blood pressure, I have this problem, I have headache, I have this. Then doctor says one thing. He says, yeah, you have this disease, but this disease is because of anxiety. You have stress. You should remove your stress. This is, normally doctors say. Whenever I go to doctor, even in the fever, doctor, I ask, please give me antibiotic. Doctor say, no, you don't need antibiotic. You know, because of the stress, you get this problem. Drink a lot of water and everything will be okay. So similarly, when Hanumanji was there and Lord Ram asked Hanumanji the same question, like doctor, Lord Ram is saying, Hanumanji, what is the stress? Do you have any anxiety, any stress in the life? And Hanumanji says, Hanumanji is the biggest Vaishnava. He is, Buddhinam Varishtham, Jnaninam Agragamyam, Atulit Baldhama. Hanuman is the very senior amongst all the Jnanis, wisdomful people. And he's very, very, Agragamyam. He's a pioneer among all the Jnanis, Buddhi, like wisdomful people. And he is, Lord Ram is always residing in the heart of Hanuman. So he's Atulit Bal Dhama. Dhama means abode. Or Atulit Bal means Lord Ram. So Lord Ram is already there in the heart. Such a Hanuman who is so qualified, he is saying to Lord Ram, what he is saying, we have to, understand what Hanumanji is saying. Hanumanji is saying that Kahi Hanumant Vipat Prabhu Soi. This is Chopai from Ramayana. This is a special accent. When we read these Chopais, we do it like this. Kahi Hanumat Vipati Prabhu Soi. Jab Sumiran Bhajan Na Hoi. Hanumanji is saying to Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Ram, Param Purushottam Bhagwan, hey mere Lord, Kahi Hanumant Vipati Jab Soi. For me, the definition of the Vipati, the definition of the trouble, the definition of the anxiety, of the danger, for me the danger is Jab Sumiran Bhajan Na Hui. When I am not able to do my bhajan, when I am not able to do my sumiran, when I cannot take your name, when on my tongue the name of the Ram is not coming, the name of the Hari is not coming, this is the day when I feel I am in the danger. Otherwise there is no other danger for me in the life. Dear devotees, we should also have the same consciousness like Hanuman, because we will always have problems in our life. We have always material things. We always get some bad news, good news, always this duality of good and bad. We should never get shaked up in this. We have to always, in every circumstance, we have to always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Because as Hanuman says, the biggest trouble for our life, the biggest vipatti, the biggest danger is when we are not able to chant name of the Lord, the holy name of the Lord. This is the biggest vipatti. So after that, actually we have to develop this consciousness that we have to always chant, and always chant, never forget Krishna. So we have a very nice, I heard His Holiness Krishna Kshetra Maharaj, he has very beautifully said this same word like Hanumanji is saying. Krishna Kshetra Maharaj says in his bhajan, and I like his bhajan very much. I don't know, Prabhu, you can have a little mridanga here, you can play. I don't know, I have not practiced, so we can try. So maybe I can just have a little translation. It's in Hindi, and this bhajan says, whichever country we live, whichever body we have, whichever life we have, whichever dress we have, whichever culture we have, we should always chant Radha Raman, Radha Raman, Radha Raman. We should always say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Then this says, whichever type of body we have, we are in the Stri body, woman body, we are in the main body, we are in the Sudra body, we are in the Brahmana body, we are in the Sannyasi body, we are in the Brahmachari body, Grasta body, whatever body we have, what kind of house we live, a small house or a big house, big palace, wherever we live, in whatever condition we live, whatever relationship we have, with different kind of relationships we have with people, whatever pride we have, sometimes we have a great pride in ourselves. We belong to this country, we belong to this caste, we belong to, I have the relatives with very rich people I know. And whatever, sometimes we are respected by others, sometimes we are not respected by others. In the duality, we should never shake up because of respect and non-respect, disrespect. So we should always chant Radha Raman, Radha Raman, Radha Raman. And then whichever word you live here in Germany, you live in India, you live in America, you live in Prithvi Lok, you live in Golok, whatever lok you live, whatever planet you live, always chant name of the holy name of the Lord. So we can sing this little bit, it's very nice, and this is the last, then we finish the katha. जिस देश में, जिस भेष में, परिवेश में रहो, जिस देश में, जिस भेष में, परिवेश में रहो, जिस देश में, जिस भेष में, परिवेश में रहो, राधा रमन, राधा रमन, राधा रमन कहो, कहो मीन्स से राधा every place, in every situation, we have to always chant the holy name. And dear devotees, we have to not only make our life successful, we have to also, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, we have to make our life successful. Janam sarthak karo, karo paropkar. We have to also teach this to others. We have to also make their life successful. And now we have a Srila Prabhupada book reading marathon. And in this book reading marathon, we have to actively participate. We have to, because there are so many people in this world, and many of you, they have come to this great congregation, this great movement of Srila Prabhupada only through reading the books. And if we can give the books to others, we can spread this knowledge, because we have to follow the words of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Janam sarthak karo, karo paropkar. We should do the welfare of others. We should not only perfect our life, but also we have to do welfare of others. And Prabhupada has written these books with so pain, with such a great troubles he has taken in his life, and he has traveled around the world 14 times, and he has written in the night. He was sleeping only 2 hours in the whole day, only 2 hours, and he was writing these books. And Srila Prabhupada says, these books are not my books. I have not written them. Krishna has written them, because in the heart of the pure devotee, Krishna himself reveals and manifests. So, about Srila Prabhupada, we have a small video. Prabhu, you can play it. Prabhupada want to make an appeal to us. So, we have to listen. Can you make it louder? Lights down, yeah. Lights, someone can make lights down. Can we make it little louder? You completely removed it. Oh no. Can we put it again? We have to make the loudspeaker only, nothing else. Yes. So we have just 1 minute video of what Prabhupada is making, a very special appeal to all of us. Very, very emotional appeal. So we have to listen. No. Voice is not coming. But earlier it was coming, I heard. Yes. Oh no.
Restless because you don't read and feel it so hard for you, but you don't take advantage. Don't take advantage of eating and sleeping. Take advantage of the book. Then you like to say, my deity are giving so valuable things. Day and night, to come in, and what you want. And if you don't take advantage of it, then what can you do for you?
Maybe you can run again because the voice was. Oh no, what?
Don't read that inclination. Or let me go from Japan to India, from India to Japan. You are restless because you don't read and feel it so hard for you, but you don't take advantage. Don't take advantage of eating and sleeping. Take advantage of the book. Then you like to say, my deity are giving so valuable things. Day and night, to come in, eat what you want. And if you don't take advantage of it, then what can you do for you?
Thank you very much, dear devotees. We should pray that Srila Prabhupada bless all of us, and then we can also spread this knowledge, these books to everyone. We can make use of this auspicious time of the year. Katyali Vrat is going on right now. The gopis are doing Vrata for Krishna, and our Vrata is that we can distribute the wisdom to the jivas, and Krishna is happy and Srila Prabhupada is happy when we do so. So thank you so much, dear devotees. I would like to apologize if I make any mistakes. These mistakes are my own mistakes. And if you like something from this katha, from this Hari Katha, then the credit is to Srila Prabhupada, to the Guru Janas, to the senior Vaishnavas, and all the mistakes belongs to me. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So maybe we have one question, or somebody has one question. Something. Anybody?
How long each day we have to read Prabhupada's book?
So we can read. We can always read Prabhu every time. I think we should always read, because Srimad Bhagavatam is also Srila Prabhupada book. He has given nice purpose. Chaitanya Charitamrita. And even we have finished the small books, we can always keep on reading this Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Even the small books, I will just share my realization, my personal realization. When I first time read these small books of Srila Prabhupada, I understand maybe 20%, 30% of it. And when we read more and more, when we progress, then we come to know, oh, I didn't understand anything actually. I was just reading the surface. And when we read again, we have always new realizations, always new understanding. So I think there is no such thing that we have to limit the reading. Actually, regarding your question, I will say we have two types of body. One body is this bhautik stool deha. The stool deha is made up of Prithvi, Jal, Agni, Vayu and Akash. Like we have earth element, we have water element, we have fire element, air element and ether element. And we have a Sukshma body, we have a subtle body. And this subtle body is mind, intelligent and false ego. And devotees always ask the question, my mind is not controlled. What should I do to control my mind? Mind is running here and there. Even not only devotees, Arjuna is the greatest devotee. He is so intelligent. He was direct associate of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. He said, Manha Chanchal, hey Krishna, my man is Chanchal. It's very naughty. I cannot control my mana, my mind. What should I do? For controlling the mind, we have to do always chanting. Chanting is recommended for controlling the mind. Always chanting, always. Mahamantra. And then comes intelligence. People say, our intelligence, we are not able to make right or wrong decisions. Intelligence means discrimination. That when we can make viveka, that we can identify what is good, what is bad, what is moral, what is immoral, what is ethical, what is non-ethical. This is intelligence. And people normally ask how I can refine my intelligence, how I can purify my intelligence. And our Acharya says that for purifying the intelligence, we should read Shastras, we should read scriptures, we should read the books. So I would say there is no limit. We should always read, because we keep on reading, then we can keep on purifying our wisdom, our intelligence. If we stop it, then after some time again, some problems might come. So always reading. And the last one is false ego. For the false ego, the remedy given by Shastras and the process given by the Shastras is, if we want to really purify our false ego, we want to make it a not false ego, we want to make it a right ego, a proper ego, correct ego. Then we should do seva, serving Vaishnavas, serving the temple, any kind of seva. Book distribution is also a seva. So if we do any kind of seva, we are serving the devotees, then our ego will go. If we are reading the Shastras, the books, our wisdom will be purified, our intelligence will be purified. And if we do the chanting nicely without offenses, then our mind will be always in control. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, maybe some senior Vaishnavas are here, and if they want to say something, so they are welcome about this topic. Is it okay, Prabhu? You are satisfied, or you have some other comments?
One comment that Srimad Bhagavatam says we have to read 24 hours.
Hari Bol! Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
If possible, 2400.
That's why we say Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya. Hari Bol. Sri Prabhupada ki. Sri Sri Vijay Gauranga Jayalnitai ki. Gauradesh Dham ki. Anant Koti Vaishnav Jan ki. Hari Bol. Sri Prabhupada Distribution Marathon ki.